Hello, sir. Hey, Dio. Oh, man. Just doing something I forgot to do a little while ago. Be getting set up here in a few minutes. It's good to see ya. Been kind of taking too much of a break today. Yep, I definitely took too much of a break today. Hope you're doing all right today. Whoops. Whoa. We'll get started here in 5-10 minutes. I'm just getting the dishwasher emptied out. I don't think I've had the everything cleaned off this much before. Cabinets are kind of out of space. Normally I have some stuff in the fridge for longer. But it seems that I took everything out, I cleaned everything out, I just don't have any more room. Seems I committed a sin today too. I put that grill pan that we used last week, that black iron one, in the dishwasher without thinking about it. Still didn't quite get clean. I have to clean it, bake it. Like fully clean it. And put some oil on it, put it in the oven. All invited in. Piñaco, welcome in. Hello, hello. Well, today, as I mentioned already, we are gonna do some things I found from my 1950s cookbooks. One of which is a dessert, which I never do. So we are gonna have a dessert as well. There is use of gelatin. But don't freak out. We're not making aspic. No beef flavored pineapple. I've thought about doing stuff like that as a redeem. I'm just peeling stickers off of our fruits and vegetables. Oh, some kind of cake. You're close. You're very close. We'll be making some lemon chiffon. So I've got to get the double. I got to get a pot, another pot, and I've got to double boil some. Hello, what are you doing there? Okay. So I gotta make custard, which I've only done once, so we may have to really work at this one. Although I do believe that this is kind of more of a quick one than the real traditional one. So this may be kind of an updated version. We could also make it lime, but I'm not going to do that because I don't have the lime. Okay. The thing I forgot to do was I forgot to thaw out the beef earlier. But when I pack it and I put it in the freezer, I make it very thin so that it fills up the bag completely, freezer bag. So when it's very thin, it also means it thaws out very fast. And I'm squeezing it in the bag right now, and it's already almost thawed, so we may just start with that. So, matter of fact, I think we will. So our first one today is going to be our ground beef and barley. This is one of the 1950s recipes. I've had this before. I've had it several times when I was a kid. This is a fairly easy one. It was considered, I believe, a Depression era or at least World War II era recipe. And this will make about 3 quarts or so. You of course can do this with beef tips and other things, of course, as well. I believe this one has been updated as well because the original recipe for this would have involved you making a lot of the sub ingredients, which I'm pulling from a couple of cans this time. But we're not going to do all of it from the can. Matter of fact, we're going to start by stewing some tomatoes and a few other things. And I'm doing that so that I can eliminate some of the salt. It also tastes better when it's cracking. So what do you say we get started? Let's see. Go ahead and get our camera swapped over. Okay, first off, you were probably wondering where I got barley from. Well, grocery stores around here do still have it. You're probably going to be able to find it. So what I've got here is pearl barley. This is what we want, actually. This is the stuff that grows out into little round puppies. You can see it in there already in this recipe that they're showing. It's for a beef stew. So that's what we're going to use this for. It's not in with the baking aisle. It's over with the cereals. So if you want to get some, you're welcome to do so. That's where you're going to find it. Now next up, I knew there was one more sticker. There's a lot of canned ingredients for this one. This was kind of a weeknight thing. It was also meant to be a cheap one. So they used a lot of canned goods in a lot of cases, but I'm going to substitute out the tomato soup for making our own stewed juiced tomatoes. I've also got some of our sapori tomatoes from last week left, and I thought this would be a good way to utilize them before they go bad. We're going to use up these tomatoes to make our own kind of tomato soup without all the salt. So I'm just going to stack these up right here. These are the little Campari tomatoes. Now, one thing that they do have that I am going to use is I'm going to use 2 out of 3 of the cans of the consomme. Now, this is probably where they're shortcutting it a little bit. I haven't bought Campbell's Can of anything in probably 25 years or more. But I am going to use 2 of these, and then we're going to take a little bit of beef bouillon from the Spanish mix and a little bit of water and make up for the third one, because this is a lot of salt. So I've got to technically water it down just a little bit. Now we need some onion for this. You can make no, the cake isn't for later. How are you doing, Zal? Welcome in. Let's see, we've also got some carrots, some water, and bay leaf, and some celery. So this is going to be a pretty, mostly natural one, right? Not a whole lot of stuff. How are you doing today, Zalo? Welcome in. We're going to do this one first, and then we'll probably do our chicken recipe, and then I'll take off the gloves and work on that pie. there's about 3 or 4 carrots. Now, I don't know what size carrots they were really going for, but we're going to use a pretty decent number of bigger ones. That's best I could find. Couldn't get over to the Asian in the store this week. Well, that's why. Okay. We got 3 or 4 ribs of celery. I got the bulk stuff this time because, frankly, the color was better and it looked cleaner and in better condition. This is such an easy recipe. You're just not going to believe how easy this is. And we need 2 cups of water and a bay leaf. It's okay for you. I'm just going to cut these in half. I've not tried these recipes today myself. especially making custard. This will be the first time I've ever done it. Well, like this anyway. I've made custard before, but it was intended to be an egg custard, not a lemon custard. We're just going to take it easy today. I'm not going to push anything. I know everybody's at Ferality and Stratos. That's fine. Hope everybody has fun. Get the stem out. I suppose you could go through the trouble of going ahead and taking these tomatoes and boiling them for a second or two, get the skins loose. But I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. Especially since we're taking a blender to it. We may not need all three of these. See how it boils down. This also happens to be a one-pot recipe, and not too expensive. It'll be a little more, of course, if you're having to buy the beef, because, well, it's $10 now. Personally, I prefer this one with, oh, what do we got going on over here? My goodness. Her nose. Oh my gosh, what are you doing? It's so much. We got a gift sub to Dio and Xylo and Wonder Dragon and Shin. Did I miss anybody? And FF Yeen. Andy, Dio. My goodness, thank you so much, Erno. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, I really appreciate it. I appreciate anybody even coming in to say hi. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Dude. How are you doing today? We sleep pretty good. We just chilling. We're gonna keep this kind of smooth today. Man, definitely gonna have to start sharpening my knives soon. All right, so there's our tomatoes. So the first thing we're gonna do with these today is we're gonna actually sit there and stew these tomatoes down. Now this is gonna take some extra time, but this will be a lot better for you than having all the salt. Watching your PC hopefully boot, hoping it doesn't screw. Oh no, still. Yeah, I've got the threshold set really low because I didn't want people overspending stuff. A lot of people set them at like 10 or 15. I got it set at like 2. That way everybody can have their fun. We do have control over that. Alright, so we're just going to cut off the big white chunky ends. And we're going to cut off the dried out tips. I'm going to go over here and go bowl because this stuff's all going to go in at one time. Nice, even, bite-sized cut. Oh, those smell nice. Right, installing Windows 11, currently installing a gaming PC isn't good enough. Yeah, it's because of that. It's not because the machine isn't capable. It's because of that TPS thing, TPM module or whatever. There's a bypass for that. Because after all, I mean, heck, I got an i9 that tells me it's not good enough. Hey, Transal, welcome in. Good seeing you. Yeah, it's the TPM thing, yeah. I know that I saw something recently about they were just going to allow people to go without it. But it may not be out yet. I don't know. Might have to go download another install the updates. Stir fry. Oh, nice. At the moment, we're doing our barley soup, but we'll be doing that next. It didn't even let me reach the product key step. Yeah. That's usually one of the last steps. A lot of times the product keys, last I checked, the product keys, they don't even start asking for them until after you've got it installed and you've already booted in. It just comes up in the taskbar and says, hey, by the way, you need to put in your key. I think they do that because they know a lot of people don't have keys, but they still want to buy their other stuff, so they just kind of pretend it's not there sometimes. Yeah. Well, that's also a problem. We'll put our celery and our carrots in, just like that. I think we're getting a little feedback. I'm trying to figure out what volume level I can leave the speakers at so that it doesn't interfere with the stream. I'm literally going to have to get a marker and just mark it after I find it on the dial. Almost forgot. There we go. Yeah, I don't know offhand. what bounced to my drawing tablet had it pre-installed, so. The key for my other machine is a 10 Pro. I got it on, I actually paid for the thumb drive. I'm not sure we need all these carrots either. We may only need 3 instead of 4. I'm looking to keep a balance. That carrot had a little bit of curve to it. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Whoop, well. So there's the beginnings of our mirepoix. Now all we need is our onion. I'm trying really hard not to overdo one or the other on this one. That is a seriously thick skin on this one. Wow. I was concerned this onion was going to be a little less than right. A little bit more than right. Looks like the answer is no to that. Ooh, this one's gonna be strong. I join you in the unlucky software game. Uh-oh. We got some ads coming up. Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere. Hang on. We'll be right back. All right, before I switch over and go to anything else, we're going to wait for the commercials to finish up. We also need to get our barley. Are we back? I think we're back. So this is our pearl barley as well. We're supposed to use about half a cup. I'm probably going to use a little bit more than that, but that's what it looks like. It looks a lot like oats. It is green. This is also supposedly quite good for your heart health as well. There we go. I added in about another teaspoon or two. So, let's get started, shall we? We're going to start off by stewing our tomatoes. I'm going to try to cook those and get them to where they're reduced down a little bit, then put the stick blender on them, get it mixed into a nice soupy texture. And then we'll add in our water and we'll start adding in everything else. The beef is to be boiled in this one, so it's going to be boiled in the flavoring and not fried first. So we're going to switch over here. And I'm going to grab our good old friend here. Our Dutch oven. And I'm going to put the temperature on a little bit above medium. We're going to get started. You definitely don't want to be with me in the Unlucky with Software gang. That's. Now, I am shortchanging this one by about 10 ounces worth of water, or worth of this consomme. So we are going to add probably about half a teaspoon of beef powder and about another 10 ounces of water. Won't change too much, but it'll keep it from being quite as salty. Ten ounces of water is right around a cup or so. If I remember right, it should be 8. This is going to take a little while to get the tomatoes ready. So I would not blame you at all if you wanted to just use the soup out of the can. Now, Dio. I can already hear them sizzling. Now remember, I've added absolutely nothing to this. We're just stewing the tomatoes. I'll probably add some pepper, though. Because we cannot make a beef soup without the pepper. Come on. There we go. Just a little. This is a very hearty soup. Yes, it is. Y'all are just gonna get the feet in the belly cam today, and that's all there is to it. Now, the question is, where did I put the stick blender? It should be right here. Yep. I am down a little bit. The intermittent fasting has gotten me down about 2 pounds, 3 pounds now. So, not a whole lot, but it's something. And I've pierced the cans as well. Hopefully this one won't be too messy, right? There we go. You can see how they're starting to liquefy. We're getting there. That's interesting. That's it, my pretties. Boil down. I'm actually going to increase the temperature a little bit. Hey, boo-boo. Hello. Oh, we got to hydrate. Okay. Thank you. We are working on our beef. If I'm ever told that's it, my pretty, boil down, I think I will want to end this thing. Get a little warm there. There we go. That is a lot more than one can, isn't it? I looked at the cans. The can said that they were 6 tomatoes. Apparently they meant 6 cherry tomatoes because this is not 6 full tomatoes, and we've already got a lot of water in there. I'm just kind of eyeballing it, trying to figure it out. We may just have to add a little more water and a little bit more broth to it and just make a bigger batch. I think we can take the blender to it. Help it cook along a little faster. There we go. That's more soupy, isn't it? I might have to strain this. That's fine. That might be a good idea, actually. We'll just pull out all the chunky stuff with the spider. just strain it right back into the bowl we took it out of. No, I need a bigger one. Oh, looks like we got a storm coming up out here. Yeah, I think that'll do it. That should be enough. Let's go ahead and start adding our other ingredients. We'll add in our mirepoix here. And we'll add in our water. And our consommé. Oh, that's quite hefty, isn't it? And our bay leaf. Barley. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of powder, a little bit of water to get the beef. There we go. Now let me get the beef. Lebo. Lebo. There we go. I'll have to break that pretty thoroughly, but it'll work just fine. Oh, that's going to be nice. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring the temperature up and start breaking up the beef a little bit. I would have preferred to do it the other way, but I think browning it first probably was not intended in that recipe. It was supposed to boil in to soften. But we'll see. I'll make my recommendations on the final when we put it in Discord. Of course, it'll be accessible to anybody that wants to join Discord. Just let us know you're there. You can use the link under the stream. I post all the good recipes there. And yeah, I did say good because we do have some bad ones occasionally, and it's ones that I find underperform, and I don't post those. Now this needs to simmer for about 45 minutes. So we may go ahead and get started on the lemon chiffon here in a few minutes too. I'm gonna try to get it up to a boil and then lower the temperature so it can simmer. That right there is going to be plenty. Well, we can start trimming green beans. We've got plenty to do. I'm gonna try to keep clean today without having to do extra work. And one other thing, of course, about this was that we were adding in a can of chunky tomatoes as well. I may have forgotten to mention that. Basically killing two birds with one stone there. boil tomatoes for 50 minutes. They're definitely going to be soup. Nutrition on this one's not bad at all. It's about 168 calories per serving, and about 450 on sodium. So it's a little high for me, but it's pretty low for a lot of people. I think we will go ahead and start prepping up some other things as soon as it starts boiling. One example of the ones that didn't work was the kimchi and tofu soup we did about 2 weeks ago. That one ended up being very, very bland despite the fact that we used a lot of spicy ingredients. All right, we're starting to get a little boil here. So I'm gonna bring the temperature down and let it simmer. And we'll get started on some more prep. All right, so there's a couple of different things we got to do. All right, so let's come on back over here and we'll start doing some of our other prep work, shall we? Get everything else ready because we're going to need the stove for 3 different phases and we got to cook each one of them. So next up, let's go ahead and start prepping our green beans. We can just chat. We got a lot of green beans. A lot of green beans. just going to trim them, and we're going to cut them about in half maybe. I'm going to not cut them too much this time. Where's my little knife? These are the fresh string beans from the store. I'm not going to go too much more than maybe the width of your palm. Oh, it's still boiling. Lower that temperature just a little bit. Takes a little while for the black iron to really heat up. I definitely, now that I think about it, would prefer to use stew meat instead of ground beef. I realized this recipe was for ground beef, but it just doesn't seem right. I would prefer to get, a discount steak and just cube it. And I say this that way because the store down the street from me frequently has meat sales. So doing that kind of thing is much more frequent and available. Oh, getting the ASMR cutting channel today, right? It is starting to get quite warm in here. Ooh.
computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
We are the bean trimming channel for now, right? This always takes so long. Love green beans, but trimming them is something I do while watching a video. Yeah, I just watch chat. We're doing pretty good. We've got a good bit. We still got a lot to go, though. Well, not a whole lot. That's why you cook the one that takes 50 minutes first. Because you're going to need 30 or 40 to just do this. We're already down to 30. That one's going out. We'll stir our soup a little bit. Looks like the les bœuf is already done. Guess we're just waiting on the other things to soften up a little. Hey, Kyrie, welcome in. Hello. You caught us in between stuff. How are you doing today? Trimming up the beans for the next one when we can get to the stove because we've got our soup cooking. We're just kind of chatting a little bit today. I've got a green bean and chicken breast stir fry up next. Honey garlic. I'm not done honey garlic yet, so I thought I'd give it a try. I'm going to give these one more good wash before I use them. I had a few of them that didn't feel so good, so I tossed them. You probably noticed me doing it. If they felt a little funny, I tossed them. Okay. So there's the green beans. Let me see what else we need for that one. Obviously, we're going to need honey garlic chicken. And this one calls for arrowroot powder, but I don't. That's one of the few things I don't have. So I'll be using cornstarch. Garlic powder, onion powder, salt, black pepper, olive oil, or green beans. It's calling for well over a pound. Green onion, sesame seed, chicken broth, low sodium soy sauce, honey, garlic, grated ginger, and more cornstarch. So we can probably go ahead and get the prep started on this further. I just need to remember to take the picture and not walk away. Looks like some of the barley is trying to stick to the bottom of the pot, so I'm just having to stir it and scrape it a little bit with our wood spoon. Don't let that happen. It looks really nice, and it's not oily. So using our lean beef was a good idea with this one. Doing good. Got home. Done work at 7 to 2. Woof. Currently waiting for another Switch game. Okay. Got the Switch 2. Hopefully without holes punched in the screen. Mario Kart level. Okay. It doesn't have Link in it. Hopefully it have Link. Ah. I come from the era of the originals. Alright, we need 3/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder, but let's start with cornstarch. We got a tablespoon and a half of that. So let's go ahead and grab that. You're putting a lot of letters there, but I'm not sure what they are all of them are for, just so you know. My console days ended with the SNES. I haven't really felt the need to get another one. Here's a tablespoon and a half. I know the second part has a little more, so I'll just leave it right here. It's not that I don't want to, it's just that, well, I'm working all the time. Trying to find ways of combining everything together so that I can do it as efficiently as possible so I can have some time to do things, but it doesn't seem to ever work out. And as you get a little older, you start getting a little slower. All right, next up is our 3/4 of garlic powder. Now, I am using powder, not salt. There's a difference, a big difference. Garlic salt literally has garlic salt, or garlic and salt, so be careful. The thing about powder is that it will cake up. There we go. I also need about 3/8 of an onion powder. This one's not meant to have onion in it, but you know what? I am changing that recipe right this moment because we got half an onion here and it can go in with our green beans quite well. So I'm going to slice this up into little ring slices. Oh man, yeah, there's definitely a big storm coming up. This ought to be interesting. Now you see why I cut the onion longitudinally. Dices well when you want dices, but when you want little strips to match up with your green beans, works just like that. Oh, now Brewer's my partner. There's two Brewer's here. In that case. I'm just breaking up the onions here. We're just going to toss them in and let them kind of stir fry in with our green beans. Not a whole lot of them, but you know what? That's better than using powder. We'll add a little bit to it as well. There we go. Now we got some onion. Already modifying the recipe, but I don't care. Now we need a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. We've also got some green onions for our topping on this one. And some sesame seeds. I got it. And Tom, welcome in. Hello. How are you doing? You working today? Gotta get our green onions here. You caught us in between. I got our 1950's beef consomme soup kind of thing going on here. And it's sitting on the stove right now simmering. And I am just prepping up to do our stir fry. Our honey garlic. Chicken. Yeah. Today's stuff takes a little bit of time to simmer down. So I'm just kind of going with the flow. And I'm definitely doing some things that I don't normally do today. We are making a pie as our last item. Lemon chiffon, but it updated a little bit. Still got it custard though. We're gonna see how this new one works. That soup's looking pretty hearty, and it's boiling down a little bit, so it's getting a little thicker. Yeah, you definitely have to keep an eye on it because the barley is definitely trying to stick to the bottom. Smells really nice, especially for a one-pot quickie. Gotta love a quickie. Gonna get up to 106. Oh my God! You out in the desert? I know it's supposed to be in the 90s here, but the humidity is gonna be through the roof. Do be careful, make sure you have a lot of water. Oh, we need our salt and our pepper, of course. It's gonna kind of eyeball that one. I don't use much salt, so there we go. No problem using a lot of pepper though. Oh, okay. I was gonna say. Mix there's salt and pepper. Fresh ground. Now we need our chicken broth, low sodium soy sauce. We don't need a lot of chicken broth. This is actually for the sauce. So what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna waste an entire box. I'm gonna check real quick, make sure we don't have another one in the fridge, which we do not. Okay. 3/8 of a cup is not much. That is about 3/8 of a cup right there. That little bit. You can just say yes, by the way. Hazard is fine. Don't need to dox yourself. So with that 3/8 of water there, I'm just going to add a little bit of our caldo con sabor de pollo. And by a little bit, I do mean just a little bit. And there you go, chicken broth. Now you're fine. It's okay. I'm just letting you know in case you have a problem later. I can delete the message if you want me to, just make sure. Or Dio can erase the message. I can't do it from my software. You're fine though. I doubt anybody intends to do anything here. This soup looks ready to me, but I'm just gonna let it go ahead and cook down a little more. It looks very nice. All right, so these are the ingredients for our main part. Now we gotta get our ingredients together for our honey garlic sauce. Again, the chicken broth is one of them. I'm going to set this over to the center here. We'll take the picture for this one. We got about 12 minutes left, so that's good. We can go ahead and start on that one as soon as it's ready. We got 4.5 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce. Now that's a lot of soy sauce. I am not going to use that much. As much as they want me to, I cannot do it. That is where 90% of the salt's coming from in this recipe. There is 2 tablespoons. There's about 3.5. And this is low sodium. But low sodium is still sodium. I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to add any more. Oh, there's Ruger. Yeah, Dio can. Grab that message. I can't do it. I don't know why, but I can't. Or I'll do it here. I got a better way of doing it. That's fine. At least I think I can. Let me see. Huh. That's strange. I can't remove it. That's weird. Okay. Well. If I got a mod, go ahead and delete that message just for Kyra-kun's safety. Also, it's important to be extra cautious before eating wild fungi because There isn't much room for error. We need rain or a thunderstorm. It gets hot. Monsoons, rain, thunderstorms, please. Minus the losing power part. Agreed. I've definitely got a heat-based storm coming up right now. You know what you get when you cross the bands Kansas and Counting Crows? Carry on, my wayward son. Alright, that's enough of the bad news. Alright, so there's the spices for the first part. This is mostly for the coating of our chicken. Next up is the honey. I'm going to eyeball the honey because it's going to stick to everything and reduce itself quite a bit. Oh, dang. It's almost solid. Dude. All of my honey jars are half solid and crystallized. I don't use it so frequently. If it wasn't in a plastic jar, I'd throw it in the microwave. propane. We still got about another 5 minutes on the soup. Well, one chunk of it just went flying. That one pretty hard. Still didn't crack it. This garlic's pretty decent. Another chunk just went flying. Dang. I'm losing garlic. I'm gonna crush it, not launch it. Luckily here, we very rarely lose power. On the backside of a mountain, good area, power doesn't go out very often. And usually if it does, it's for a random reason, not because of a storm or something. Been very lucky over the years, I would say. Ah, garlic oil has gotten so sticky. It's just all over my fingers. All right. There's a garlic. Yeah, that's a whole fistful right there. That's fine. That's exactly what I want. More garlic. Well, I would put another half a clove and a half in there, but they're on the floor right now, and I have to sweep them up. All right, our soup is done. I'm stirring it up one last time here. There's a pot holder. This one's a little too hot for me to handle this time. We will take out our bay leaf. Look at that. That looks just wonderful. Our barley's nice and puffed up. I'm going to set this one over on the side and I'm going to grab the lid and cover it. Okay. Next up, we go from garlic to grated ginger. Now we need about 3/4 of a teaspoon of grated ginger. In this case, because I bought the easy ginger a couple of weeks ago, we're going to continue using it until it's gone. Wherever it is. There we go. We'll shake it up real good. Yeah, that soup looks and smells wonderful, so that one may be a big winner. That's a little bit more than what they asked for, but you know, a little extra ginger ain't gonna hurt. And then we need another 3 teaspoons, which is a tablespoon of cornstarch. And our chicken, of course. I wonder why they said 3 teaspoons and not 1 tablespoon. That's weird. 'Cause that's what it is. So there's the ingredients for our sauce and for our beef and everything. Or chicken, in this case. You can do this with beef. I would suggest honey sauce with beef, though. I've never been a real big fan of that one. Alright, now I gotta get our chicken out. I'm not gonna use this board for the chicken. I'm not gonna use this board or the knife for this chicken. I use the poly boards for the chicken. I'm probably going to make a little bit more chicken than what they asked for this time. Mainly because I have too much. We got our chicken hooters. I'm going to use the old knife for this one. I'll grab a big bowl too. Now we're starting to use up stuff. No, I don't think so either. It's just going to be a little bit, not a whole lot. I'm going to use 3, I think. It calls for 1.5 pounds, 2.5 pounds for the sauce recipe. I think 3 ought to do it. And if not, well, you can mix it twice as much. As old as this knife is and as dull as it seems, it's not that bad. Just gotta be careful with it. This chicken seems to be a little bit higher grade than I expected. It says 4 pounds for the package, so I'm going to use a little bit more than half. So we're definitely getting some of the evening sunlight here. It's coming right through the storm clouds. For a somewhat discounted chicken, this is pretty good. This is actually pretty nice. It also doesn't feel like it's been soaked in chemicals. We still need to get a picture, so I'm just saying it so I don't forget. Because in this case, we started doing this a little early. Which is good, because apparently I needed to. This one I need to trim a little bit. There we go, nice and clean. This one's going to go into thirds. It's a huge one. I bet you this one was popular with the guys. Alright, there we go. That's probably more like 3.5 pounds. That's fine. That's fine. Now, the question is, what do we do about the honey? We need the honey. Let's see if that did any good. Might be a tablespoon. Some of it is starting to come loose. I think we're going to have to go and do a done now and try and boil it a little bit. I hate doing that inside of a plastic container, but we may have to. So we're going to do a side quest. I'm not going to heat it up to boiling. But we are going to heat it up. If I heat it up to boiling, it'll probably start melting the bottle, and we don't want that either. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the honey to decrystallize a little bit. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 jars that are crystallized. And I've got about half a gallon of it over there that's crystallized too. So we gotta figure out how to fix that. Believe it or not, honey doesn't really expire. They've found jars of honey down, well, not jars, but technically jars of honey that's 5,000 years old, still edible. Just needed to warm it up. We're almost there. All right, while that is heating up, I'm going to vacuum seal the remaining 2 chicken breasts. I've got to stop doing this because I keep putting 1 or 2 chicken breasts in the freezer and then don't use them. And then they sit there and I buy more and the freezer's getting full. Well, it's not a bad thing, it's also not a good thing. I really enjoy having this vacuum sealer. I don't remember if it was my idea or somebody else's, but I appreciate it. I think this one was my idea. Just a minute. Just barely, but I got it. That's about a pound of chicken. And in the freezer it goes. Easy enough. And our water should be about right. This was not on the menu today. Sorry. I thought this was still good. Not crystallized. It's starting to come loose. I'm not letting it touch the bottom. We're getting there. It's coming loose. It's kind of sludgy now. I guess if we're not letting it get too much hotter, it should be okay. We'll let that sit for another minute or two.
Right. Extra.
Hey, Aster, welcome in. Hello. You came in during my side quest. We've got our beef and barley stew done, but now I've got to loosen up some honey to use in our next recipe. And you can see it's starting to work. It's still crystallized, but at least it's somewhat liquid. Try not to let it sit on the bottom too much. Or add it in a minute or two. You go for some chicken. This chicken looks nice. It really does. It's definitely looking a little more liquid now. We might be able to use it here in a minute. I might have to sit down and do this with the other bottles here so shortly. I don't know how long it'll survive that way, but I don't want it getting hard crystal. It's the sugars. It's definitely the sugars. Sorry we had to do a little side quest here. Sometimes it happens. That's how I ended up with 4 jars, is because I kept checking the cabinet, kept checking the cabinet, and kept checking the cabinet. And each time I found it to be somewhat not acceptable, I just bought another one. But we can't afford to keep doing that because the price is going through the roof. So now we got to stay under the bottle temperature for melting. And just keep it going. I think that's liquid enough to do the job. All right, let's switch back over. Yay, we saved it. So we needed about a tablespoon of the honey. Surprised it didn't pop the lid open. Yeah, look at that. It's pretty much liquid. There's still some solid in there, but not too much. So I'll just do that. Ain't much, which is probably a little more. I'm going to lower the temperature down on the stove and just let it sit while we're doing this. So these are our sauce ingredients. These are our vegetables for this. We've got our chicken here, and we've got our finishing ingredients over here. So I'm going to go ahead and get a picture of this one, and then we'll go ahead and get started on it. This one comes out right nice. We'll put this one in Discord too. Obviously, for this one, we're going to need the wok. So we're going to mix together our arrowroot powder, our garlic powder, our onion powder, our salt and our pepper, and then toss the chicken to coat it. Then we're going to fry our chicken. Okay? So that's going to get it nice and seasoned. Then we're going to cook our green beans, season those with the salt and pepper, saute those, and of course I'm going to put the onions in. And we're going to try to get them a little bit charred, so we're going to put it on a little bit hotter heat. And then while all of this is cooking, we're going to whisk together our chicken broth and our soy sauce and our honey and our garlic and our ginger. And then we're going to create that along with our sauce mix with the arrowroot powder, in this case cornstarch, and thicken that up and mix them together. That's pretty much it. So we just got basically 2 phases here. Let me grab another spoon. Uh-oh. The bottle is starting to bulge a little bit at the bottom, so I just changed it a little. So what it meant was that we take our cornstarch here, we're going to mix it in with our garlic and technically our onions. We're going to actually cook the onions with this, so that's it. Now we have to spring into action. Well, we're going to mix all this together here. I'm just going to kind of tilt the bowl a little bit. We're just going to kind of try and coat our chicken a little bit here. Really not going to do a whole lot to coat this. Whoops. It kind of stuck. As you can see, it isn't really going to stick to it very much. It's not going to coat it very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle a little more cornstarch on there and a little more of our garlic powder. I had a feeling that was going to be the case. Mainly because I got more chicken. So we're just going to kind of liberally, is that the dirty word for today, liberal? Well, there's a lot of people that think that. Too bad for them. Going to toss the garlic in here. I'm also going to toss some pepper. So this is just standard fare. This is standard fare for doing this kind of stir fry. There we go. I don't mind wasting a little bit of cornstarch. Get things coated well. And it gets all over you, so be sure you don't wear something nice while you're cooking. I'm just dusting it with cornstarch and garlic. Because this is a funny recipe, not a spicy recipe, I am not adding any chili flake, but I normally would. Most of my recipes are meant to be a little spicier. This could also be done very easily as a shake and bake kind of thing. You're putting it in a plastic bag. As you can see, it's starting to work pretty well. The chicken is breaking up and it's not sticking together. That's what we wanted. So now we got garlic and pepper here. I think we're ready to go. I got it all over me. Yep, it worked. The honey is completely liquid now. So just leaving it in there in low heat in the water did a wonder on it. It did swell the bottle a little. I guess we'll report back and see what happens here soon. All right, are we ready? Let's do this. Let me check my steps again with the sauce. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make the sauce. Mainly because I'm just like having things ready. We're going to go ahead and do that. So this is our little bit of chicken broth that we made a little while ago. I'm just going to mix everything in here. So we have our soy sauce, which I used a little less. And our ginger. And our honey, which is still a little bit of crystal in it, but that's okay. I think it'll probably not stay that way very long. And I don't know, I've got all this garlic here, but we're just going to mix it in. We've made stuff like this before. And the mistake that I've always made is that I followed the recipe and I put the cornstarch in with the sauce while we're mixing it. And that is not the right thing to do. We will do that after we mix everything together in the wok. Right now, I want to make sure that honey mixes in as well as I can. And I think we are ready to go here. So let's get over to the stove. We are making we went from not making a mess at all to making a huge mess. What was on the bottom of that pan? God damn it. I mean, yikes. Scratched it. All right, for this one, I'm going to use a little bit of a higher temperature oil. We're going to heat this up nice and hot. I'm not going to bring it up too high. We're definitely going to have to cook the chicken in 2 batches. So let's go. I was reading that supposed report on seed oils causing inflammation is false. It was a one-off. Steadily setting up everything on the new OS. Okay. It's going pretty well. I'm just terrified of setting up my audio again and seeing that the problem is still there. Okay. If you've got all the correct drivers and it's still acting up, it could potentially be the hardware, you know. I hate to say that, but it is possible, don't forget. You could have a problem with the signal processor. I really don't like that idea. Because generally these days, that doesn't mean swapping out a Sound Blaster card. That means getting a whole new motherboard. We don't want to do that. All right, our oil's starting to smoke a little. Let's get going. Come on, break up. All right, I gotta be patient. Now, Ergo, don't start that. We're here to just chill and be cool. And have a little wine. Microphone is acting up and popping due to the chicken again. Uh-oh, hold on. Don't tell me I've been talking to the wrong microphone again. Oh, God damn it. I might have been talking to the wrong microphone the whole time. You son of a bitch. Could you all hear me more clearly at the stove than you could over here? If the answer is yes, then yeah, it was on the wrong microphone. Look at that. That looks pretty good. Didn't really notice much. Just lots of chicken sound. Okay. My stove's semi-permanent setting is apparently 6. That's where it always seems to end up, is on 6. I am purposely turning it up to 6.5. Of course, it is kind of loud in the kitchen regardless.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight of the Ever Discovery, and the shuttle has
I might have cut those chunks a little big.
3, 2, 1, 0, 0.
I really honestly might have screwed up today. After we finish this, I'm almost out of time. I don't know that I've got time to make that pie, but we'll try. If we don't, you know what? I'll do it tomorrow. Screw it. We can have 2 cooking sessions, right? We're going to do this with our chicken, then we're going to do it with our onions, and then add our green beans to the onions. And then we're going to mix them all back together and pour in the sauce. That's how you do it. These types of things are no big deal. Boy, that's looking good, isn't it? Trying to keep it from sticking to the pan, because it'll just tear off the breading. If that means using twice as much oil, oh well. A little bit longer. Another minute or two.
Liftoff of mission 41B, the first flight of the orbital Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower. Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
First batch. I'm feeling good about it sticking. I am trying really hard not to tell a dirty joke right now. My apologies. I'm going to sprinkle a little oil here over the top. I saw something the other day. They make these like spray bottles with bigger orifices in them for spraying oil. I might need to get one of those. It'd be a lot easier for stuff like this. And we get a little rough with it, sorry. This pan is just not quite seasoned enough. I put 4 or 5 rounds worth of seasoning on it, but it's just not thick enough. Eventually I'll get a wok set. I think I put it on Koki. That's fine, I'll get it. little bit longer. The chicken's gonna take the longest. I hate to say it, everybody, but we're probably gonna have to postpone the pie until noon tomorrow. I might add something else. I've got to do some breakfast things too. Because we are past our limit. I'm getting down into where I should be finalizing right now. Might have miscalculated tonight. Oh, it's gotten so hot in here. Dang. I really don't want to mess this pie up. It's a very difficult process making custard. I'm probably going to finish this one and then we're going to have to probably stop after this. Alright, so there's our chicken. Alright, we still got a decent amount of oil, but not quite enough. I'm going to crank the heat up just a little bit. Add a little more. We're going to start with our onions. And our onions take a little longer. Oh gosh, what was that? Haven't heard that sound in a while. Hold on a second, I'll be right there. Hello, Daddy Wills. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. We're kind of working our way through our second recipe today. This one's taken twice as long as I expected. And we're going to have to extend our show to tomorrow and do our pie tomorrow. So welcome in. basically we want to get our onions to soften up just a little bit, but we want to get them a little bit of color too. And it looks like that's going to happen pretty quickly, so I'm going to go ahead and get our green beans and get them on there too. We're probably going to need a little more oil because it's already dry. There we go. That's looking pretty good. We're going to go ahead and add our little bit of salt and pepper to these. Remember, we want to scorch these just a little bit. We want them to be a little dark. I'm a fast, I love food. Nothing like admitting it, right? Well, welcome in. I am too, apparently. And one more thing, I love making it too. I only have time once a week, but hey, you know. Oh, we got a snap too. Okay. I think I got a few here. Let's see. Oh, yep, I got a few. Thank you very much. I needed a little snack after all that. Oh, you're a chef too, huh? Well, let me just clarify that I'm only a chef on the weekends, and I only do it for myself. Nothing overly professional, but I do try. I'm kind of halfway in between being pretty decent at it. I've been going at it for 3 years now doing this. Okay, we got a stretch too. Thank you. All right, forgot. My poor old back. Appreciate that. Thank you. As you're coming in, I was just saying that we're kind of getting close to our time limit. So I was originally going to do a 1950s pie recipe that's been updated, but it looks like I don't really have time for it. So I may have to do that one tomorrow. I don't stream a whole lot, but I do stream at least 3 or 4 times a week. So if I got to take some time tomorrow to do a special recipe, I will do it. Being that I've got to do a double boiler for it, I don't don't really have one, so I gotta do it the hard way. I'll be glad to do it that way. All right, we're starting to get a little bit of char here. And that's about what we want right there. We want a little bit of char on it. We're gonna add our sauce here in a minute. Put the chicken back in. I like to try a lot of recipes, different recipes that people have posted here and there. See how they go. Anything that obviously needs to be modified, I do it. Cooking method, yeah, they do. All right, we're gonna put our chicken back in. I'm gonna mix in our sauce. Here comes the moment of truth. We're going to get it all well coated first. And then we're going to do the thing I don't like doing. It did what I expected it to do. Okay. It did exactly what I expected it to do. I always prefer to do the thickening agent as a liquid mixture over doing it as a powder into the liquid. But this worked pretty well. This one did better than the last time. Boy, I made a mess tonight. Whoa. I made a big mess tonight. That's okay. So we've got our honey garlic chicken with green beans and onion. Of course, we've got our green onion. sesame seeds. You can add as many as you like. Second one. For those that came in later, is our big pot of our 1950s style beef and barley soup. This is ground beef in this case. As you can see, like usual, not so much soup as it is stew. I tend to do that too often. We've got some really nice pearl barley in there. But boy, does that smell good. Both of these smell just great. I think we can fit it all in here. Continue to make messes tonight. So there's our beef and barley. I'll take it out of the shiny light so you can see a little closer. You can see we didn't get a whole lot of fat in this one. The fact that I used that lower fat beef worked a lot better. And normally I would do the pie right now. And it is rare that I do desserts, because I just don't. I do not do desserts. But I will try to see if I can schedule a special session tomorrow, because I promised I would do it, and I am going to try to do it. So there's our food for the week. A whole lot of chicken. I've still got a lot of prep work to do. So I am going to stop here so that I can get everything cleaned up, because I haven't got a lot of time. But I want to say thank you to everybody that came in tonight, and everybody that was in chat and everything else. I really appreciate all the extra subs from Ernos. Thank you so much, and congratulations to Shin, Dio, Caffeine, Wonder Driegon, and all the others that came in. And thank you for the follow as well, Day. Wills, thank you so much. Let's see if we have somewhere to raid tonight. I know it's going to be a little thin, but we'll take a look. I honestly don't want to raid into people that are in the con, because that's not something I'm doing right now. So I don't know if you all are familiar, but there's apparently a new version of Death Stranding coming out, like a sequel. We're going to go raid somebody that I've never really have raided before. Now that I think about it. So we'll go say hi. As for a raid message, if you've got my emotes, use them. If you don't, that's fine. Use whatever you got. We're just gonna go with our dinner, our usual. So if you'd like to cut and paste it in chat, welcome to do so. Hang on for some extra points if you want to. We also have the Discord, as I mentioned. If you're welcome to join. Recipes that I post there are the ones that I've modified. They are intended to be improved for salt and sugar, just for those that have issues with those. But I also don't just remove everything. So y'all have a great night. Have a great weekend. Hope to see y'all later. I'll be back tomorrow to do the pie, probably around noon. And we will see you all later. Bye now.